What exactly brings a family together? From Hamlet to Community, the complicated definition of family has been investigated through the ages. Are we bound by that which runs through our veins? Do we have the opportunity to choose those most important to us? Or is there a chance that the homogenization of blood and water can, in fact, be the most viscous? 1981's On Golden Pond, written by Ernest Thompson and directed by Mark Rydell, continues the long-standing tradition of exploring the intricate truth of family. The story follows Norman Thayer Jr. and his life on the titular Golden Pond surrounding his 80th birthday. Left with him by his estranged daughter is the 13-year-old Billy Ray Jr., the son of her dentist boyfriend. An unlikely bond forms between the two in their pursuit of Norman's elusive gill-bearing rival, Walter. The two learn and grow through each other, opening their hearts to others and, most importantly, Chelsea. This is Squam Lake in New Hampshire, the location in which On Golden Pond was filmed. Much like the Thayer family, my summers have been spent here fishing, boating, and appreciating the loons that call this lake their home. In fact, I even worked at Squam Boat Livery, the location where Norman and Ethel fill up their beautiful boat. The film has a large significance in this community, with places like Walter's Basin and the Golden Pond Country Store adopting the film as part of their identity. The film holds extreme personal value to many, me included, stemming from those involved. Thompson wrote the play and its adaptation based on his own experiences summering in Maine, and the on-screen relationship between Norman and Chelsea mirrored that of their actors, Henry and Jane Fonda. I will be exploring this film using Todd McGowan's The Real Gaze, which postulates that films serve to disrupt ideology and its obscuration of the real. On Golden Pond serves to draw the curtains back on the traditional understanding of growth and family, specifically surrounding parental relationships in adulthood. Like many parents, Norman simultaneously struggles to recognize Chelsea as the baby he once adored and as the adult she has grown to be. And like many children, Chelsea finds difficulty reconciling with her father's mistakes and humanity. Instead, they are both trapped by the most tumultuous years of their relationship, the pain and regret preventing reconnection and acceptance. Norman Thayer Jr. is a man troubled by his lack of connection with his daughter. Billy's appearance allows for a revisiting of the past, presenting Norman with the ability to act as the father he wished he was, with a child he wished his daughter had been. Billy's similarity, both physically and mentally, to Norman contradicts who Chelsea was, opening up the opportunity for Norman to connect in ways he wished. When Norman presents Billy with Chelsea's old fishing vest, Norman offhandedly remarks on its use, the first cue to the audience of his regrets of the past and his use of Billy as a stand-in. This idea is cemented later on in the film when Norman calls Billy by his daughter's name in a time of crisis. Similarly, Norman is shown to have been a very athletic and active man in his youth, and when Billy exemplifies those qualities while attempting a backflip, Norman is enthusiastically supportive of him. This actively contradicts Chelsea, with her past weight and Norman's comments on it being a consistent point of contention between the two. When Chelsea returns from her trip to Europe, she has an enlightening conversation with her mom in which she learns to accept the past and her lingering pain. It is then that we see Norman and Chelsea finally begin to mend their relationship. Chelsea shows interest in spending time with her father, and Norman shows his guidance and support. They are finally able to rectify the past, both understanding what was left unsaid. McGowan defines his cinema of intersection as bringing the cinematic depiction of an experience of desire, where the gaze is absent, and an experience of fantasy, where the gaze is a distorting presence, into the same film and sustaining a separation between them in order to reveal what occurs when they collide. On Golden Pond creates a clear separation between the fantasy experience of Norman's time spent with Billy and the desire for a connection with Chelsea through her absence in the film. Norman's Freudian slip disrupts the tense boat crash scene, colliding the fantasy of the relationship built with Billy with the desire for a relationship with Chelsea, revealing the true feelings of Norman and the driving force behind his actions. It calls into question all that happened between Norman and Billy, allowing for it to take on new meaning. That meaning and its acceptance by Norman at the end allows for the backflip scene to occur, where the bond between father and daughter starts to heal. While bonds of blood are inherent to everyone, the choice to reinforce those connections is often underappreciated. On Golden Pond illustrates the complexities that exist within families and how these relationships and the people within them inherently change. While we may feel trapped within the pain of the past, it is important to understand the human capacity for growth. Just like Norman and Chelsea, our mistakes will never disappear. But I implore you to not only focus on the past. Rather, consider how you have changed and how those around you may not be the same person they once were. With that being said, thank you for watching. I'm off to make my next video, an exclusive interview with Walter Jr., who's just as elusive as his famous father. Hopefully, I have enough worms.